the first time you noticed that I could possibly get into teaching?
I don't remember the exact first time, but you've caddied for me quite a bit. I mean,
Yep.
especially in bigger tournaments, senior U.S. Opens or PGAs or U.S. Opens. So you spend a lot of time, inside the ropes with me, during big tournaments. And it just seemed like whenever I would get a little bit off, you always had a really simple little thing that you've seen,
Mm-hmm.
or that you would see, whether it be like, well, I just feel like the ball is, 2 inches further forward than normal, and your
Yep.
shoulders are open.
Yep.
Or, you're sitting like last year at Firestone, where I was having such a hard time, making solid contact. Everything was swipey to the right, and you made the comment that, my knees were so deep.
Mm-hmm.
I was addressing the ball, and my knees were really, really, really bent.
Very bent. Yep.
Like I was sitting in a chair, and
Yep.
my back was this way, and I
Yep.
was moving off. I couldn't get turned.
No.
So your simple solution was, hey, just stand a little bit taller and bend at the waist a bit more.
Yep.
It was really simple.
Yeah.
And not just simple, but it's something that I've obviously done a lot in the past. It's the way I normally would swing, with
Yep.
taller legs, more
Yep.
bent over. So.
Yep.
So I think you were able to see all those times, what my swing looks like at its best.
Yep.
And how it's different, from what you were seeing that day.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and like I say, it's usually just one little thing, and usually it goes back to something that's very, very fundamental: posture, ball position.
Yeah.
And that's how even the best players get off, is they mess up their fundamentals in some way, and you were able very clearly to see that one little thing. And so it was not easy to fix. I mean, it wasn't difficult to fix.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of going from something you never do, which is, this and this,
Yeah.
to being something you usually do over the ball and turning. It was an easy fix.
Yeah. And
it just fell right
yeah,
back into it.
obviously I've watched you golf a million times over the years, so
Yeah.
I was able to see that almost right away.
Right away.
It's such a night and day difference to me.
And it was always the same way. It's like, do you care if I say something? Because it's the thing you worry most about when you're teaching is, am I going to say something that messes somebody up?
Well, especially in a tournament setting, you don't want to
Right.
make something worse.
Right.
So,
But as a player, when you're frustrated because you're off in some way,
Yeah.
you're not exactly sure how.
Yep.
It's nice to hear something really simple.
Yep.
And what I like is, like, this is what you normally do,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what you're doing.
Yep.
So let's go back to being normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're really good at that. You're really good at that, and that's when I knew that you had a good eye for teaching, because you could see, you could clearly see what was off. And the golf swing is very complex.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of moving parts.
Yep.
So to be able to pick out that one little thing that can make a difference, is, I think, a gift, and I think you have it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that.